Hi, this is Phil Wade, and this is my 10 in 10 for EFL Talks. So, my topic is phone English, or English on the phone, depending on what you want to call it. Basically, this is teaching English using the phone, smartphone, landline, etc. So, I put together some questions which will help me explain this kind of teaching. Question 1. What is it? This is the main question people ask. So traditionally, from what I know, phone English has been basically phone skills using the phone. You've probably done this in class where you've had students sitting back to back practicing phone calls. So people have been doing this for years, where you just call the student. Other people have built it up in different ways, where you phone them to practice things from the lesson before, so it's a follow-on from a lesson, or to work on other aspects of speaking. So basically it's whatever you want. It can be phone skills, it can be English using the phone, it can be vocabulary, it can be just chatting, it can be reviewing lessons, it could be feedback. Really, it's extremely flexible, and it's speaking based and listening based. So it's a very good tool. This is another question people ask, probably the second question they ask usually. Well, I've tried online teaching and it's great, but not everyone has the tech and the time. I don't have much time to sit in front of a computer, and business clients definitely don't. They don't have time to sit in front of a computer to study because they're always working, or they're always out or in meetings, etc. So I've tried offering it, and it just doesn't work for me. Whereas phone lessons, people can always find time to do them, and wherever they are, they can always access their phone and use it and find some quiet place for 20 or 30 minutes. So maybe later, when tech gets better and I can just whip out my phone and have an online platform with a biggish screen, my clients can do it too, then maybe then it might be better. But then again, it'll lose some of the listening, speaking aspect, and it'll end up being more reading and tech management. So it depends. Both, they work well together. Who wants it? So as I said, clients, business people, higher level people, CEOs, directors, managers, find it useful in my experience. They can send their own staff, so you could have anyone at any level really. Other people, anyone who wants to learn English and who doesn't have time to come to face-to-face sessions or go to a school, or just wants to practice phone-based lessons or speaking. Anybody really. You just give them the choice. Do you prefer face-to-face? Would you like some phone lessons? And when you explain the benefits of not having to drive, travel, and the convenience of phone lessons, a lot of people actually want to give it a go. They sometimes at the beginning they're not sure, but generally in my experience, after 1 or 2 sessions, they really like it. And they may never ever want to do face-to-face sessions again. When do you do it? This is the beauty, like I said, of phone lessons. Whenever people have time, whenever you have time, whenever the client has time. It could be before work, on the drive to work. It could be during the break time, 30 minutes, 10 o'clock say. It could be before they eat lunch, after they eat lunch, after work. Maybe the boss gives them some specific time, or they've got an afternoon off or a day off. So just look at your schedule, look at theirs. Try to find time at some point in the day or the weekend, such as evenings, for instance, when you can fit it in. You know, it's not a set thing, just whenever's comfortable, whenever the person's in the right mood, in the right place. You don't want it when they're on a packed train commuting to work. So the next one, how do you do it? Well, as I said, you just need a phone. Get a phone, smartphone better, or landline if you want, whichever's got the best reception, sound quality. Plan your lessons, talk to the clients about what they want. Plan it like a normal lesson if you want, or set specific role plays. Do question and answers, focus on speaking skills, listening skills, dictations are good. Whatever the client wants and you feel comfortable with, go for it. If they want to discuss specific topics, give them text before. So the next one, is it a lesson? Well, of course, for me it is. For some people it's just speaking practice. For me it's a lesson. I have a beginning, I have a middle and an end. I have objectives, we review things. But some sessions people just want to train and practice for a speaking event like a meeting. So it's more of a training session if you want, rather than a lesson. So it just depends how you define lesson, really. You could be coaching if you want, getting them ready for something, working on their behaviour, underlying problems. So it depends on what your perspective is. Same with the course. Is it a course? Is it just a lesson? Is it a few lessons? Or is it a course? Well, like I said before, if you set objectives and say, okay, over 10 sessions we're going to work on these objectives, and by the end of the course you'll be able to perform in your next meeting, then it's a course. Even if it's just 5 sessions of 30 minutes, you can say it's a course. A longer one, 10 hours, 20 hours, 40 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours. The beautiful question next, does it work? Well, for me it works. People improve, people get what they want, people enjoy it. They get better at speaking, they get better at listening, they're better speaking with people, they feel more confident. I get good feedback from clients and even students I've done it with. So if it works for them and they feel better and the feedback they get from other people is good, then as far as I'm concerned it works. They're getting good value for money, they're getting what they want, and actually it may work better in some situations than face-to-face sessions, because they don't have the stress and the worry of looking at you, and the stress of getting to the school and getting there on time and dealing with paper, etc. It's just voice, it's just you speaking, them listening, them speaking, you listening. There's no other worries. And for people who need to focus on listening and responding to people, and their pronunciation especially, phone lessons work very well, because it gets rid of all the other stuff. It's not important. It doesn't matter if you're wearing your pajamas and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, for instance. It's speaking practice, speaking skills. And you can even do it without preparation. A lot of clients will call you or text you and say, okay, I really need to prepare for this meeting in half an hour, which is beautiful. That's okay. Prepare me for this. And then you work intensely on that for 30 minutes, and then they review it, and then they literally walk straight into that meeting. Okay, so let's say you've decided to give it a go. How can I start? Easy, just offer it. If you already have clients, then just send them an email, send out your newsletter, explain this new offering. I'm doing phone lessons, explain what it is, send them a recording if you want. Or an example, you can offer some freebies if you want. So start offering it as a kind of an option, or integrate it with other things. You can sell packages, 10 hours of phone lessons, 20 hours of face-to-face, for instance. I'll do it as a revision activity. I'm going to call you once a week to practice the role plays we did. Okay, that's my talk over. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks.